let's face it, load shedding is a real pain in the gut. But it is not going away anytime soon, with Eskom itself saying that load shedding will likely continue all the way until 2027. Now, sitting for close to 12 hours a day without any electricity not only makes one bloody negative, but it also impacts our performance and productivity, especially if you are someone who works from home. Now, one solution would be to install solar panels and a battery backup system to take you completely off the grid, but this can easily cost between 150 and 350,000 rand. Ain't nobody got money for that. And if you are renting and not owning your own property, this is likely not something that you'll be able to convince your landlord to do. So, in order to take us through these dark times, you basically have two options: a generator or a power station. Now, whilst generators do work well, they make a morsel of eye, consumes a lot of fuel, which is also getting bloody expensive, and they require a lot of maintenance, which can quickly become a lot more expensive in the long run. So a relatively new product that has recently been brought to the market is called a power station. These oaks are compact, small and portable, making them easy to carry around, quick to set up, provides enough power to run most of your essential appliances like your TV, computer, router, phone chargers and lights, barely even makes a sound, and most importantly, are much more affordable than large inverters, and they do not require ongoing maintenance like traditional generators. But seeing that there are quite a few power station brands available on the South African market right now, it can be a bit confusing when deciding which brand and type of power station would fit your specific needs. So in this video, I will go over everything that you need to know about a power station and then compare a couple of the brands so that you can make an informed decision. I will then also show you which one I've bought and what my experience has been so far. So make sure your phone or laptop is charged before Eskom claps you with another blackout, so that you can watch this video all the way to the end. Now, the first important thing to consider when choosing a power station is its battery type. While inverter trolleys use lead acid batteries, which can only be discharged up to 50% of their capacity without incurring any damage, and which only lasts a few hundred cycles, most power stations come with lithium-ion batteries. This superior battery chemistry enables them to be discharged to 20% or less of their capacity without losing any life cycles, which basically means that your purchase will last you much longer, therefore making it a lot more economical. Next up is the power station's peak power output, which is measured in watts. What? Watts? What? Watts! This is the maximum amount of power that the station can provide for a brief period of time. This is particularly important for appliances that have high peak usage at startup. Next up is the power station's continuous power output, which is also measured in watts. This is the maximum power that the station can consistently provide over a long period of time. This will help you gauge how long the battery will last depending on which appliance it needs to power. Next is the power station's capacity, which is measured in watt hours. This shows how much power the battery can store and discharge. Now, in order to determine how much capacity you will need in a power station, you need to add the total wattage of all the electrical devices that you want to power at once, and then divide the size of the power station's capacity by this number. For example, if you have a laptop that uses 70 watts and a monitor that uses 30 watts in an hour, and you buy a power station with a capacity of 700 watt hours, it should be able to power both devices for around 7 hours. Next up are the types and number of ports that the power station provides. With some, you can only connect 2-point plugs and might therefore need an adapter, whilst others offer South African 3-point plug, USB and USB-C ports. Next is the number of life cycles that the power station provides, which basically means how many times the battery can be discharged and recharged before it needs to be replaced. Next is the power station's depth of discharge, which is the amount of the power station's capacity that can be consumed without negatively impacting the battery life, aka to what percentage can it be used before it needs to be recharged. And then lastly, but arguably one of the most important factors, is the power station's charging speed. Some power stations can be fully charged in less than 1 hour, whilst others can take up to 5 hours or more. Now, when we reach stage 6 and above of load shedding, we often only have power for about 2.5 hours at a time, which means that it is critical that your power station is able to fully recharge within that time period. Otherwise, it will likely not carry you through the next blackout cycle. Okay, cool. So now that you know which factors to keep in mind, let's take a look at a couple of brands that you can consider. Now, as with any new innovative product, there will always be many spin-offs in the future which will be cheaper, but albeit with a lower quality. Now, when it comes to batteries, I would strongly recommend sticking to reputable brands, as you want these guys to last you for many years. So it would be wise to spend a little bit more on a reputable product as opposed to cutting costs for something that will likely just break in a couple of months. You know what they say, penny wise, pound foolish. No, not that Pennywise.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown.
First up is Blue Yeti, which was founded in 2019 in the US. Blue Yeti power stations come in several different types, with outputs ranging from 600 watt to 3000 watts and capacities between 268 watt hours and 5120 watt hours. The top end Blue Yeti EP500 Pro's battery is rated to last 3500 cycles, depth of discharge of 80%. Blue Yeti power stations feature a minimum warranty of 2 years, going up to 5 years for the high-end units. You can buy Blue Yeti through retailers like Takealot, G-Wiz and Leroy Merlin. Next up is EcoFlow, which was founded in 2017 in China, with most of its solid reputation being built in Western markets like the US of A. In 2021, the EcoFlow smart home ecosystem broke the Kickstarter record for being the most funded tech project on the platform and was later named one of Time Magazine's 100 Best Inventions of 2021. EcoFlow power stations come in several different forms, with the most compact range being the River line, with capacities ranging from 210 watt hours on the River Mini to 720 watt hours on the River Pro. Now, if you have more demanding power requirements, you can also consider its Delta line, which starts from a 1260 watt hour capacity for the standard model and going up to a whopping 3600 watt hour battery on the Delta Pro. Now, what's nice about EcoFlow is that you can always start small and then later on build a whole ecosystem around it. For example, with the River Pro's power station, you can add an extra 720 watt hour battery to double its capacity to 1440 watt hours. And with the Delta line, you can combine the power stations with an EcoFlow inverter, which can boost its capacity up to a whopping 25,000 watt hours, which will ensure that your energy needs are fully covered in any situation, including the highest levels of load shedding. The EcoFlow power stations can also be fully monitored, controlled and managed using the free EcoFlow app via a Wi-Fi connection. EcoFlow also offers a range of solar panels which can be combined with its power stations and a portable air conditioner that can be bundled with one of its Delta systems. And what's giving EcoFlow a competitive edge above the other brands is its extreme fast charging technology, which ensures that its power station can be charged from 0 to 80% in just under 1 hour. Now, EcoFlow's products come with a standard 2-year warranty, and if you register their products through the EcoFlow's website, which is really easy and quick to do, you get an additional 12 months of cover. Now, you can buy EcoFlow products directly from their local website or through other retailers like Takealot, Builders, Incredible Connection, and many others. Next up is Gizu, which is offered by the South African technology distributor called Syntec. The Gizu power stations comes in 5 different forms, with capacities ranging from 155 watt hours to 888 watt hours. These power stations are very competitively priced, but the one major downside is they charge much slower than their rivals, with some taking around 9.5 hours to fully recharge. Also, on 14 March 2023, it was announced that 2 models, the GPS 300 and the GPS 500, were being recalled due to posing a potential fire risk, so just keep that in mind when considering this brand. Gizu power stations come with a 1-year warranty and is available from the Syntec website, as well as various other online retailers like Takealot, Makro and G-Wiz. Now the final brand on our list is Jackery, which was founded as early as 2012 in the US. Jackery was initially intended to provide solar and battery energy systems for those who spend a lot of time outdoors, but it also works perfectly well for indoor applications. Jackery power stations capacities range from 167 watt-hours on the Explorer 160 and goes up to 2160 watt-hours on the Explorer 2000. Its power stations are rated to last 500 cycles or more with a depth of discharge of over 80%. Jackery offers an impressive 3-year warranty on all of its products, and they can also be found on their local website as well as other retailers like Cape Union Mart, Takealot and Makro. Okay, so all things considered, in my personal opinion, I would say that EcoFlow offers the best bang for your buck out of all of these brands. Its advanced state-of-the-art technology allows its power stations to have longer lifespans, faster charging times, and higher energy density than most other batteries. This means that EcoFlow's power stations can provide more power for longer periods of time, making them ideal for these extended load shedding periods, especially when stage 6 kicks in. Now I purchased the EcoFlow Pro 600 watt or 720 watt hours for 14,000 Rand in February 2023, and I could not have been happier. This small little powerhouse only weighs 7.6 kgs, is fully portable and is able to power my laptop and 24-inch monitor for over 7 hours at a time, and when I need to recharge it, it just takes over 1 hour to recharge it back to 100%. It can power up to 10 devices simultaneously with multiple outlet options, and it contains a port where I can connect it to either a solar panel or a car charger outlet in order to recharge it. It comes with a built-in Type-M port, which means that I can just plug in a 3-prong SA plug into it without needing any adapter. It barely makes a sound when turned on and does not expel any bad odors, which, as Miley Cyrus would put it, I'm basically using this little power station right now to power this whole studio, because we have load shedding right now. Lekker! So if you are someone who works from home and you want an affordable, compact and sustainable solution to these frequent blackouts we have, then head on over to the EcoFlow website and use my coupon code at checkout to receive 500 Rand off on your next portable power station purchase. Now let me know down in the comments if any of you guys own a power station, and if so, what brand and type it is, and what your experience has been so far. Thanks guys, have a lekker day, cheers.